What are your guys' favorite gas stations?
I used to work at Phillips Petroleum. I worked at Conoco, but when I travel, my favorite gas station is Love's. Love's Travel Stops, I think is their official name.
You worked at gas stations?
Actually, I did. I worked at a Vickers station when I was like 19, when gasoline was 17 cents a gallon.
Wow.
Different time.
Yeah. Back when we would have to check the radiator and put water in the radiator, wash the windshields, all that stuff.
5 years ago.
Yeah. No. Okay, actually, 63 years ago
Wow.
or something like that. So,
Yeah, it's a while back.
yeah.
63 years ago. What year was that? 1961?
Well, it would have been when I was working. Where was I? Was I still in college? Yeah, I guess it was 1967. I worked at a little Vickers station.
Wow.
What was you guys' first job? What was your first job?
Landscaper.
Landscaper.
Mm-hmm.
Planting things?
Oh, like push mowing lawns. I wasn't able to drive the big lawnmower, so they'd send me on like the big hills, and I'd push the lawnmower over roots and stuff, trying to get stuff, weed
Yeah.
whacking.
Yeah.
Those push mowers are rough whenever the grass is too high.
Yeah,
It's
or
got to
too
be
low.
or too low. That's fun.
What was your first job?
My first job that I actually got like paid for was Food City. Worked at a grocery store called Food City, and I was a cashier and did the carts, did everything there.
Okay. Yeah.
I still go to Food City once in a while. It's up in Maine because I used to go up to Maine every summer.
Yeah. Yeah. That's where your camp was that you worked with the kids?
It is actually, but I got that job as a summer camp counselor because I was going back up to Maine for the summer, and my grandma had told everyone at Food City that I just couldn't wait to come back to work, which I'd never said.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that got me job searching pretty hard, and I found Camp Wigwam, and that was an awesome summer. I had never gone to summer camp in my life, and it's one of those things that sometimes you're in a town. And I was around the age that Maine, I still loved it, but it was boring because there's nothing to do, there's no one around. And that was the best summer because I went to Maine and it was the same town, but it felt like a completely different location. Because you're around other counselors and you have a job to do, and the job is like taking kids canoeing. And
That's a great job. That's a great job.
Amazing, yeah. And like, and your off time, you get to go to the archery area and get to learn to shoot a bow and arrow and stuff like that. Or just play basketball. It was amazing.
Yeah.
So really liked that job, and I never knew what like the big deal about summer camp was until I did that job, and I realized like it's just an amazing time. You meet cool people and great experience.
I got invited. I had a kid in the neighborhood. I was friends with his mom, and they were divorced. His dad lived in St. Louis, and this kid was going on a father-son canoe trip, and his dad was in St. Louis. He asked me if I'd go on a father-son canoe trip with him, and you can't say no to a request like that. I got there, went to the camp out, ate scout burgers out of the ground, and I thought, this is a lot of fun. Well, they invited me to be a scout master, and it was more fun for me than anything. I'd hang out with the kids, and the only advantage I had is I could drive, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just hiking, canoeing, all that stuff.
That's always a funny thing. I noticed that I liked summer camp, but I preferred being a counselor at the time because while the kids had to stay there all summer, I'd get a day or two off every week, and I get to do whatever I wanted and leave.
Hike out in the woods.
Yeah, so it's like somehow an even better experience to be a counselor, I think, than it is to be one of the kids at a camp.
Yeah. Well, you have been filming camp kids doing stuff?
Yeah, it was a videography assignment. I worked for Jeff Lake Camp, and it's a really great camp. They have an inflatable obstacle course on the lake where you can jump off of a cliff, and there's trampolines on it. They have indoor activities. They have boating activities. There's all these events and tournaments going on all the time.
Do you jump off a cliff into the water?
Yeah, I actually, at the end of the day, asked the lifeguards if I could jump off of it, and they let me.
Wow. Were you
great.
holding the camera backwards as you went?
If it was a GoPro, maybe I would have done that, but not with the new
geez.
gimbal, no.
Yeah.
Matt's going down the water slides backwards.
Whoa.
He's doing everything the kids do, but backwards.
Yeah.
But it was great. I think one of the highlights for me was the kids, especially the girls. They get very excited when the camera's there. Like they'll yell at me to like film them.
Mm-hmm.
One time I'm just like filming, like nothing's really happening, and a little girl in a SpongeBob costume for no reason rounds the corner and she starts chasing me. And I'm like filming it. I'm like, okay, she's coming closer. She's being chased by 30 other girls, and they're charging at me. So there's this 20-second shot of me running backwards with this mob of girls being led by a girl in a SpongeBob outfit, just chasing after me. And I'm like, if I had tripped, I think I would have been just tackled.
What age
by
are
all of
they?
them. They were like 9 or 10.
So old enough to be pretty fast.
Yeah. I'm going backwards, just like,
Yeah.
what are my options here?
So I do think, though, it's important that we get the message about loves out. So it's hard for me to even know to ask how to ask the right questions. But why do you think loves could benefit from partnering with Click and Learn?
The way they benefit is when they provide software to the schools all around 512 school districts in Oklahoma, and these kids who know almost nothing about geography. Oklahoma is 49th in the country, 49th out of 50 states as far as education. And with Loves to Learn, a website named Loves to Learn being used in all of the schools all over Oklahoma, and all 700,000 students learning the 50 states, continents, and oceans, basic stuff about geography. They also learn about the history of Loves, the history of the founders, Tom and Judy Love. They would learn the philanthropic things that Loves does for the state of Oklahoma. They do a lot for Oklahoma. But the thing is, a lot of Oklahomans don't even know that Loves is based in Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. They do not know that Tom Loves was one of the first, if not the first, gas station in the country to give selling food and things at the gas station before we had convenience stores. And the other way that the kids would benefit, that Loves would benefit, is the students would learn about Loves. They would learn about the history of Loves. They would learn that at one point, the Loves employees were voted, they voted Loves as the best place to work in the nation. They beat out Hallmark, they beat out Microsoft, they beat out Disney World for being places they'd like to work. But the other thing that would happen is once the kids are learning and they become experts at geography and they have the school assemblies, Loves could go in and give awards to the school, a little plaque that says Loves on the wall of the school, on the hallways. They could give out t-shirts that says Loves to Learn. And one of my thoughts is that when the kids go in with their family and they're on a trip and they go into Loves along the way, if they're wearing a shirt, they get a free fountain drink for them and their family. It'd be great advertisement. And the whole concept is making Oklahoma students feel like they're part of the Loves family, is kind of my thought on that. And so when they have the student assemblies and the graduations, the Loves employees who live in their cities mm-hmm. would get to go in and give awards to the kids, to their neighbors. And that would give the employees a lot of pride, plus give Loves great advertisement.
Yeah.
So,
and the students benefit because they get everything on Click and Learn for free for a year, right?
They would get it free for a year.
And it's $1 a student, and there are 700,000 students.
Right. But Loves makes that, they have that much income in 20 minutes. 20 minutes a year provides education for all of the schools. And it wouldn't just be geography, anything that we have in the system. Anatomy, like you mentioned. All the anatomy games would be there for them to use.
Wow.
Periodic chart.
Just everything on Click and Learn.
Everything on Click and Learn for $1.
That's a huge discount in general.
It would be.
Wow.
And
sorry, go ahead.
And I would move to Oklahoma and work with those teachers and show them how to, and create games for them, create games about Loves. They'd have their own channel, lovetolearn.com, and they go there and it doesn't advertise Click and Learn. It advertises Loves, which I think would be a great thing. But even though I work for Phillips Petroleum and Conoco, when I travel, I'd rather stop at Loves.
Mm-hmm.
And when my gasoline is getting down to tank, to fumes, I'm so happy to see a sign that says Loves only 19 miles away or whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
How many states does Love's span? Because I do remember it back when I lived down south, but I don't see them up here.
I think they're in 42 states.
Mm-hmm.
They have about 40,000 employees, and they're growing. They have recently added, first of all, they have dog parks at a lot of the Loves, and they recently added, what do you call RV little campgrounds. Maybe you can only park 8 RVs there, but you get there, park there, use electricity or whatever. So that's something else they're doing.
What, do you have to pay to park your RV overnight?
I don't know. I've not asked yet.
Wow.
That's
really
pretty cool if you want to do
helpful
a
for people
cross-country
going
trip.
for a long trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen them in PA and upstate New York. When I drive to Delaware or Maryland for a shoot, there's this one Love's that my boss and I always stop at on the way, and it's got a McDonald's, it's got food, it's got plenty of space. It's people I know love Wawa and Quick Check, but Love's is definitely better.
I have never heard of Wawa or Quick, whatever that
It's a
is.
New Jersey thing.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't know if Love's is in New Jersey.
I've not seen it, and I would think they would not be, because the way the New Jersey rules are, you can't pump your own gas.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if that is one reason they don't come to New Jersey or whatever, but I've not seen any here yet.
Makes sense.
That does make sense. I think that policy would interfere with their whole system, how they take care of customers and everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And when I go into Love's, I say hello to them by their name tag. There was a lady, Lola, and her last name was Howe, Howe.
Mm-hmm.
I said, Lola, how you doing? And I thought, wait, did I really say that? And then I asked them if they know that Love's was #1 on happiest place to work, and most of them do not know.
Really?
They do not know that they're working for that.
How do they react when you say that to them?
They're kind of surprised.
Yeah.
But they're all friendly.
Yeah.
Another reason I enjoy going there is like going to some of my favorite places, Starbucks. People are friendly. I like being there.
Mm-hmm.
So, you guys travel much?
This year, definitely. I went to so many states and Jamaica.
You went to Jamaica?
I went to Jamaica this year.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I lucked out in that department. So beautiful. I went to Delaware. I went to Massachusetts. I went to Maine. I went to Virginia.
Did any of the people in Jamaica say, "Jamaica me crazy"?
Didn't
you hear that
they
term?
didn't, but white people there.
Oh,
We thought we were so clever.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
that one. But they are so friendly. They're so patient, so kind. There was a hurricane the week I was there, and I was at a Sandals, and these poor people, they weren't going to have electricity for a month because of the storm, and they were still coming into work, making sure we had enough towels.
Yeah.
They didn't they didn't show how it affected them, but I'm standing here saying, I know I'm on vacation, but I'm worried about you too.
Yeah.
But when you got the chance to talk to someone there, they would just share their experiences and where to go. And great country.
Nice people.
I'd love to come back just to hang out with more of the people there.
Nice.
One of the things I'm seriously impressed about New Jersey, first of all, I always had the impression that it was hugely populated, and it's not like a place like this. But when I drive through some of the streets are thin, and sometimes there's a car parked someplace. The thing that I'm really impressed is cars will stop and let you go by. It's like everybody realizes you can't get past here, so they help you out. I see that all the time here now.
And sometimes it's a really tight space, and it's amazing how people can squeeze through it, going really fast.
I couldn't.
It's scary sometimes.
Yeah.
I know Jersey. One of the worst parts of Jersey is driving in crowded areas.
Yeah.
I think that's where New Jersey gets its reputation for having some like angry people. It's the roads.
For me, it's just been the opposite so far. I mean,
Yeah.
people have been so, when I pull out, there's a little bitty space I pull out because they know I can't get out if I don't get out.
Yeah, I do like the people around here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very very diverse state.
Yeah.
Diverse in a lot of ways. Like, you'll meet different types of people all over. But I kind of like that. I remember back when I lived in Tennessee. I liked Tennessee, but it felt like there was a lot less diversity in terms of culture. A lot less diversity.
Yeah.
A lot of people you're talking to are, uh, I don't know. I guess it's just like a lot of people are thinking the same thing a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like you'll just have fewer conversations about fewer things in general.
Yeah.
But I liked the people out there. I just prefer it here. I like the culture more.
Yeah.
And Tennessee gets hot, really hot. I prefer the winter down there though.
Yeah. I live in Arizona, and the winters down there are great, but I'm not spending another summer.
What are people in Arizona like?
What are they like?
Mhm.
The only people that the city I'm in, living in, the average age is like 75, and but they have a lot of clubs, and the people are active. Keeps them healthy. Bicycle clubs, card clubs, dance clubs.
What city are you in? What city are you in?
Sun City West.
Oh, right. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
Sun City was the first one, then they melted Sun City West, and now there are Sun Cities all over the nation. But it's just old people.
So it's like a HOA type of thing.
There's about 60 HOA neighborhoods. Each neighborhood has their own HOA, and I love trees for one thing. And when they tell me how to cut my trees, I'm happy.
You're like, I don't like that.
I don't want to cut my trees. I want them to be natural.
Let me check the time. I don't know if I ever set that 20-minute timer, and I want to make sure we're not just talking past the memory card.
Yeah.
Oh, you got it.
So do you need a passport to go to Jamaica?
I did. Thankfully, that was all squared away.
Okay.
Oh, we're still rolling. We're 17 minutes in.
I think that's good though.
Yeah, I think I was good.
That was
Just
awesome.
some context for this video. We are currently in Fields of Dreams in Independence, New Jersey. We've got a lot of dreams, but we're hoping for some great partnerships. We're excited for what Click and Learn has to offer, and we are excited to share it with you. We just like kind of standing and talking because it's natural.
Yeah, it's better than the facing directly towards the camera.
And we might even cut this part.
The thing that Click and Learn did not have was anybody that knew anything about social media, anything that knew anything about videos. And with you guys part of the company, we're going to really expand. We're really going to grow. I can just feel it.
And I'm just here. I don't know anything about anything, but
But
He knows a lot of stuff.
Here's the thing that Mark does know is he knows a lot of people that knows a lot of things. So he introduces me to them. So.
Oh, you need help with that? Oh, yeah, Matt can do that for you.
Yeah.
I know a guy.
Oh, and my brother Jack can make great artwork for you. Yeah. So.
Yeah, go to nowican'tlose.com.
Nowican'tlose.com.
Yeah, that's Jack's comic.